Solving two-step equations. Fix number 1, to solve any equation, undo each operation in the reverse order. So you need to know the inverse operations. Addition is the opposite of subtraction, multiplication is the opposite of division, square and square root, cube and cube root, and we're going to go backwards when we solve these. So against the order of operations in the reverse order. Example number 1, 2x plus 3 equals 7. You want to isolate the variable. That means get the letter by itself and positive on one side of the equation. So what I like to do is cover up wherever x is. And I see that on the left side of the equation, I still have this plus 3. The opposite of adding is subtracting. So you can see I subtract 3 from both sides of the equal sign. I like to draw this line so I make sure that I do it exactly the same way on both sides of the equal sign. Plus 3 and minus 3, those cancel out, that gives you 0. So you're left with 2x. 7 minus 3 is 4. Now again, cover up where the variable is. Well, the 2 is attached to the variable. This is 2 times x. So the opposite of multiplication is division. Divide both sides by 2. 2 divided by 2 is just 1. So there's only one x left. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So x must be equal to 2. You can check your answer by substituting into the original problem wherever x was with your numerical answer. So x was right here, and I took it out and I put parentheses and I plugged in the 2 that I got for my answer. 2 times 2 is 4, carry down the plus 3, and 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 is equal to 7, so my answer worked. Example number 2. 25 equals 1/4 n minus 3. Again, go to where your variable is, cover it up. On the right side of the equation is where my variable is this time. I have a minus 3 hanging on. The opposite of subtracting is adding, so I'm going to add 3 to both sides of the equal sign. Those 3's will cancel. 1/4 n will carry down. 25 plus 3 is 28. And in the previous video that you watched, you learned how to get rid of fractions when they're in front of the variable. So we're going to multiply by the reciprocal. The reciprocal of 1/4 is 4. Remember, if we do it to one side of the equation, we do it to the other side of the equation as well. So 1/4 times 4 is 1n. And 28 times 4, I lost my calculator, 1 second. 28 times 4 is 112. So my final answer is 112. And you can always check this by plugging in to the original equation where n was. Example number 3. 6 minus 3x equals 21. Go to where x is, cover it up. I have this plus 6 hanging on. It's a positive 6, so the opposite is going to be subtract. Subtract 6 from both sides of the equal sign. 6 minus 6 is 0. Now this negative goes with that 3x, so carry it down. Negative 3x. 21 minus 6 is 15. Now I have negative 3 times x. The opposite is to divide. So I'm going to divide both sides by negative 3. Negative 3 divided by negative 3 is a positive 1. So I'm left with 1x. 15 divided by negative 3. A positive divided by a negative is a negative. So x equals negative 5. Remember the golden rule of algebra. Whatever you do to one side of the equal sign, you must do to the other side. I suggest drawing these lines where your equal sign is to make sure that your equation is balanced. Example number 4. Chicago's lowest recorded temperature in degrees Fahrenheit is negative 27 degrees. Solve the equation to convert this to degrees Celsius. So you're given this equation and we want to solve for C. Go to where C is, cover it up. I have this plus 32 hanging on the right side of the equation. The opposite will be to subtract 32. you do it to the right side, you do it to the left side also. So I have 1.8c. These cancel, that's 0. Negative 27 minus 32 more is negative 59. And you can do that in your calculator if you need to. I have 1.8c. That means they're multiplied. So I'm going to divide both sides by 1.8. And negative 59 divided by 1.8 is negative 32. It comes out to be like negative 32.77 repeating, but just for the sake of the problem, we're going to round and say negative 32, let's actually call it negative 33, because 0.7 would round up. So negative 33 degrees Celsius.